Hey everyone, it's Daniel with VintageMagic.com, and today's video is going to be about, well, it's a video that I normally do not like doing because it's about counterfeit cards. But a friend of mine locally bought two altered cards from an eBay seller and also a community member in their community called Glendora Altars. She is supposedly based out of Atlanta, Georgia, but the rumor has it is she's actually from Italy, and some guy or maybe a girl, I don't know, is sending her cards to work on. And there obviously is a business arrangement there where these altars are done and resold, but obviously if you're altering fake cards or reback cards or advertising false information, there's obviously some kind of issue here. Now, there was a big thread on the Facebook group for the Altered Card Facebook group where Magic the Gathering cards were suspected to be fake, and there's lots of variations of fakes and such. So we're going to go through a couple examples here from Glendora Altars. I'm not sure if she's really she or he, but if you look at this signature on the bottom left, this is kind of her insignia, this little thing here. I don't think she always has that, but from what I've seen is her altars generally have that. But yeah, these were verified from her Facebook or her eBay auction. My friend has the PayPal information and all that. Sadly, in this case, he's not going to be able to get the claim and the money back because it's been such a long time. So let's go through a couple of these and we can kind of talk about what's going on. My apologies if the sound quality is difficult because I'm outside trying to get the best light. Alright, so what you see here is you have the altered Guardian Beast. And by the way, for those of you who do not understand what altars are essentially a big community thing in our it's a big thing in our community to draw on Magic the Gathering cards or paint on Magic the Gathering cards. And typically it's done by the original artist, but in many cases around the world, people like to draw on them themselves. It's kind of like painting your own miniatures in the sense parallel to D&D, and it gives a personalization to the card. And some of them are really nice. And in fact, I mean, I wouldn't say this is an awful job, but I mean, you know, to the person just looking at it, it looks like a real card, a real Guardian Beast. Now, it's going to be hard here for you guys to tell because what's going on here is that, you know, I'm looking at the card, okay, and I want you guys, maybe you guys can tell by a camera, but this is the most glaring example. This side is the Guardian Beast Real Arabian Nights version, 1994. This is a brand new Magic the Gathering back card, and the reason why I say that is because there's no color correction here. It's pure lighting. You know, I wanted to get as much natural light. And you can just tell, the original is this darker Magic Gathering brown, and then when they went for the newer backs, it's a lighter version. And it's pretty obvious. Here are stacks of Sylvan Libraries, Legends, and this is also the original back for Magic the Gathering. And as you can tell, these two are much darker. These two, the middle one is light. You see that? It's so obvious. So if you guys are looking at counterfeit cards immediately, or reback cards. Now, reback cards are not necessarily counterfeit, but they're altered, or, I mean, I would say they're still counterfeit, but they're rebacked in the sense that they are using Magic the Gathering back cards. But what they're doing is they're stripping them of their fronts and putting in fake fronts and putting a real Magic the Gathering backs. So it looks like a real Magic the Gathering card. Oh, sorry, there's a car passing by. Okay. So enough of that. But the front is another glaring example. Now, a couple things to look for. The original Arabian Nights logo symbol had a small little, for the colorless stuff, was really dinky. And also you have the swamp symbol. You'll notice what she did was she pronounced the symbol so it gives you the feel like, hey, you know, you could see it better. But what she's doing is she's hiding it. So you, you know, because it would printed in this particular card, she sealed it with a matte, like kind of a sealer for paint, which is pretty normal. But the problem with it is, as the typical viewer of a card, you can't really tell. You can't really tell if it's real or not because of the seal. It kind of almost blurs it out. But I can. I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time. I also did a light test on this. It's a really difficult thing to do because when there's paint on any card, you can't really get a good reading. But I'm going to zoom into the text. I don't know if you guys can tell, but look at the words. It's as good as it gets. And I want you to look at this one. And it's hard to tell. This is much sharper. This Arabian Nights. That's Arabian Nights. Look how sharp and clear. And this one. Now there is a little blurriness again because of the sealer that she used for the paint, which hides the intensity of it. But that's the thing, is that's what she's trying to do. Okay, so this is fake, 100%. What she's done is she's photocopied a Guardian Beast, and she's essentially stripped the card, cut it down, and basically, you know, a card like this, Guardian Beast, is about $100, $150, and if it's a fake card, it's worth nothing really. And I think my friend bought it for, I think he bought it for about $100 or so. So he basically is out $100, which is less than market, but again, it's a fake card, so it's worthless. All right. Next example is the Sylvan Library. This one's a little unique. This one was advertised as a Legends Sylvan Library. Now, my friend did not pay a lot of money for this, but the thing is, I inspected this card, and I think this card is actually real. It's a real card. But what I would say about this is that it's not a Legends. And here's the reason why. On the back, there were two versions back in the day. There was Legends and Chronicles. The white border is Chronicles, and the black border is Legends. And for those of you who don't know what Chronicles was Wizards' attempt to basically reprint some cards in different sets, and it kind of almost destroyed Magic because it lowered the value of a lot of the cards, thus beginning the era of the reserve lists. Now, what's different about Chronicles and Legends is the back. Now, let's look at the back. That's the darker back. And I'm not sure if you guys can notice this, but there is definitely, from my end, a change. Now, it's not as pronounced as the brand new Magic backs, but I'm gonna try to zoom in here. Like, okay, this is the Chronicles. This is the Legends. Okay. You'll notice that this is a lot more, how would you call it? Like, I'm going to try to get different angles here. It's a lot more, like a lighter black. Like, it's almost as if, it's like has a hue of, it's not jet black dark, but it has a hue of a lighter tone of, almost a greenish tone, but you can't really tell necessarily on a camera. But I can see it. I mean, it's pretty obvious, almost, let's see, side by side. Hopefully you guys can see that. But anyway, I'm comparing them both, and you'll notice something very glaring about this. This is the Chronicles, or this is the Chronicles. This is the altered card. And you'll notice that what she did here was there's a black sealer, like a black marker thing, to cover it all up, to kind of seal the edges, because that's one of the trademarks of this, is she's trying to cover the actual thin part of the edge, so it's all black. But in this way, there's no white showing to prove that it's a Chronicles, right? It's hard to tell. Then what she's doing is, you'll notice that she did a very poor job here. She left some of that Chronicles border that. So here's the thin black, and then right up the bigger part is the Chronicles color. It's exactly the same. You compare this with a Legends. Here's the Legends, real Legends card. Here's the altar card. Here's the Chronicles. You'll notice something here. It's very interesting. This is the Legends. The black relatively matches up with the black marker that she used, but what you got inside here is that lighter, you see that? The lighter fade inside, all the way around. That is basically that Chronicles border right here. Right here. Crazy, huh? Such a slight difference. Sorry guys, another car. But a very, very slight difference. And you're just like, oh my God, this is so slight. I mean, how in the world can you tell that from an eBay auction? And for the person that really does not know, they're just gonna think, oh, it's a Legends card. All right, so let me just give you a recap here. Let's just be clear about a couple things. These are some tips that I think you guys should look for. First off, when you buy cards from any seller, you have to make sure who the person you're buying has reputable feedback and stuff like that. But the problem with the Glendora altar situation was she had really high feedback, but she also mix and match a lot of real Power 9 cards in extremely high values, like she didn't want to sell them, to almost conceal the fact that she had, you could never really tell, hey, what is real, what is fake, thus causing the buyer to feel, a false sense of confidence in the whole situation. In the case of, in case of her situation, it's in a more advanced fraud situation. You're kind of in a position where you're kind of like, well, what is considered real, what is considered fake? You never really question it at that point. But if you inspect these very closely, and anybody that's purchased Glendora Altars cards, you should post in the comments below, and there is a Facebook group, and I think eBay and PayPal are investigating all of this too. I think she's even off eBay. But we're trying to, obviously there's going to be some financial recourse here because she sold so many cards. It might be an opportunity for you to open up a case with eBay, and we're trying to get that information. So just post in the comments below if you've ever purchased from Glendora Altars. And then what I can do is, actually what you can do is go to vintagemagic.com, go to the contact us, and type in the situation. And I could go ahead and pass that information along, and kind of, once we get in contact with eBay fully, we can try to see if we can get your money back and fight against this. Again, this is Glendora Altars on eBay, Glendora Altars. I forgot her ID, but I'll have to do a little research. She's still on eBay, but she has a picture of a red-haired, really pretty girl. I don't even know that's really her, to be honest. So again, this is very scary, guys. When you purchase altars on eBay, if they say it's a beta, an unlimited, whatever, you're in trouble. It's a very, very challenging thing because you're going to have to figure out and know what the cards, a real alpha, beta, a limited card looks like. And most people that collect altars are just like, hey, I just want to get something cool and it's a good deal. And most of these fraudulent sellers will just sell them cheaper than what they are worth, just because they can get away with it. And in the case of this Guardian Beast, this is the real Guardian Beast, the Arabian Nights. This is the fake. The backs are clearly different. And in this case of the Sylvan Library altered, it is a real Chronicles Sylvan Library. But what happened was she auctioned it off as a Legends, which makes it not necessarily fraudulent, but misleading. And it's just, it's just dishonest. And this person should be kicked off of all selling, off eBay, banned from all the groups. I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible, guys. Absolutely horrible. Now, you may have had a situation where you've bought from her and it's real. And that's part of the scam, is that she does sell some real stuff and she does sell fake stuff. But that's how she gets away with it, because you really don't really know if you're a person that really understands Magic the Gathering cards. All right, guys, it's Daniel with VintageMagic.com. I wanted to do this video because I will be posting my follow-up on the other counterfeit cards, a kind of a help guessing game video, which I will post below the link. I need you guys to let me know on that video what cards were fake, what cards are real, just based on what you see. And I hope this video was helpful so you can understand, you know, some of the things I look for altered cards. Case in point, if you're going to buy altered Magic the Gathering cards, you should give the artist the cards yourself, and then you know it's real for sure. And also only work with alterists that are professionals and do this for a living. If you're just doing it as a casual thing, you may have your cards swapped out. You may have situations of they might take a better condition card or a worse condition card, switch it in, color it up with paint. Stuff happens all the time in that industry. It's awful. So make sure you deal with people that you trust. All right, guys, thanks for watching and have a great day.